Yeah, dude, you know I can come back and do a good Daniel Kaluuya accent for you and just pretend to be him.
Okay, sure.
If you're down.
Do you want to test it out now? Let's hear.
If you're down to push the art forward and take risks.
Bank isn't down to push the art forward. I gave him an idea the other day. He was like, "Oh, that's going too far. That's jumping the shark."
Oh, you got to jump.
Okay.
Got to jump the shark, mate.
Was that your Kaluuya? TMT?
All right, mate. It's me, Daniel.
Okay. I guess we're about cold open then. Hello and welcome back to the Popcorn for Dinner podcast. A podcast about all the good to great TV shows you were too busy to notice this year. Today we're going to recommend some of the best shows of the year that maybe you guys didn't notice. Maybe they were not popular on the timeline. And joining me in a world full of Bob Shapex, they are my Bob Igers. It's Eyo and TMT. How are you guys doing?
Woo! I love She-Hulk, bro.
Me too, like unironically.
The merch,
Like,
the merch is going to be crazy.
What merch are you looking most forward to from
The one where you're just wearing a white t-shirt and there's like a green babe on it. And people are like, whoa, it's a woman, but she's green. That's interesting.
You're not just Poison Ivy.
Yeah, but then you say it's She-Hulk and then they're like, oh, now all the major Avengers have his female version, and then you're in a whole rabbit hole talking about
I
how...
was like, there's no female version of Hawkeye.
Yeah, there is.
There literally is.
There's no female version of Iron Man.
We're getting her.
Yes, there is.
There's no black version of Iron Man.
We're also getting her.
Yes,
Sorry,
there is.
TMT,
There's no female
did you
version
watch
of Captain
Wakanda
America.
Forever? Should we talk about Wakanda Forever? I don't feel like you want this movie.
You're right.
Or female version of Captain America.
There's
How
no
about
female version of Captain America. What are they going to do
that?
there?
Actually, there is. What if?
Ah, true. And what if? Ugh. Damn.
Anyways, I also kind of liked She-Hulk and I thought it was funny.
Sorry, is there a female version of every Avenger? Every major Avenger?
See, now the
Like-
problem is that we are parroting the like incel plot lines, and I don't want to do that. I don't want to give their arguments credence.
That's fair.
It has no credence. I'm sorry. Comic book
Exactly.
movies are stupid to begin with, and we should just have fun with them. They're beautiful things that make no sense, but kind of make a lot of sense. Enjoy it.
They're meant to be stupid.
Exactly.
Give me female versions of all the Avengers. I don't mind.
Yeah, even Black Widow. Black Widow is a woman and there's a female version of her. There's several.
Ah,
But you know what? We have Black Captain America, which I can't believe you're getting this. Anyway, let's
it
not-
might be
let me not
bad.
talk
It
about
might
that.
be bad.
I strongly
I
believe
expect
it's going to be bad. I have no expectations
Which
for it
is
to be a good
crazy
movie.
because it's kind of like how the the 3 black players fucked up the Euros for England last time. I can't believe we're gonna have a Black Captain America mess up the trilogy.
I mean, look, we saw parts of Falcon and Winter Soldier, so we like anything you get in Captain America 4, you just like, they warned you that this was coming.
That's fair.
Actually, I think it's a Nigerian man that's directing that movie.
Kai, double pressure. Oh
This
my
is
god.
actually not, I don't like this very much.
Anyway, speaking of the World Cup, my shirt. I'm wearing a football shirt
Okay.
in honor of the World Cup that Bankole has not allowed us to watch. There's 3 World Cup matches today. I've watched 0. 2 because of the white man. 1 because of Bankole. Because he has us in the
Call of the
sweatshop.
Black Man.
So I feel like you should be angry at the white man.
No,
You should be
Bankole, I'm
the
angry
white
at
man.
you. You and Lord Lugard, what's the difference?
Wow.
Jesus.
You have us here in your content farm producing content for you.
Oh my God. Your plantation.
You and Drake, what's the difference? TMT and I, Roy.
Drake is getting rich off it. I'm not.
We are Roy and Party Next Door.
Jesus Christ.
We are Magic
This is-
Jordan for you.
Oh my god. Well, at least provide me some hits. If you're gonna be my sweatshop, provide some hits for me. That's all I want from you.
No,
Nigga, that's all we do.
I got you, massa.
Got you, master. You tripping, dog.
Whatever you need, sir. Let's work hard. That's a good boy.
Oh my god. Okay, let's do some admin.
I'm protesting the World Cup, so this is fine for me.
Anyways. Okay. If you want more of this random ass TMT energy, he was on our Atlanta episode earlier this week.
Yeah.
We discussed episode 4, TMT and myself. Sorry, season 4, which is the final season. So please check that out if you've seen the final season of Atlanta. We also discussed just some of the legacy of the show and the way the show kind of like changed TV. We also have our Black Panther Wakanda Forever episode out right now. Speaking of female versions of Avengers. So check that out on our feed as well. We're also covering the second season of White Lotus. That resumes next week, and we should cover that to the end of the season. Hopefully, Haja will be back for that. Yeah, in a few weeks' time, Eyo and TMT will be back. Even though now I'm second guessing that scheduling because I don't know if I can deal with this energy again. But we'll be discussing one of the best shows of the year.
What we do, Massa?
And I'll also be giving out my top 10 TV shows of the year. So that will be my top 10 of the year, and we'll spend some time discussing one of the actual best shows of the year. But as always, please follow us on whatever platform you're listening on. Please rate and review us. Give us 5 stars on Spotify, Apple Podcasts.
All that good stuff.
And yeah, all that. Maybe if we can get more rating, maybe I'll stop.
Sorry,
demanding more content from these guys.
I'm not even trying to be disruptive. I know you have a Black Panther review out and it's beautiful and everything. And I just want to say that there's a subsection of Black Twitter that refer to Black Panther as nigger cat.
What?
And I want that to exist in everyone else's psyche. It can't just be mine. Because I saw it by mistake one day.
I feel like that's from the first movie though, like from 2018.
Yeah. They never stopped since 2018.
Yeah, I remember. I think I remember that. Yeah, I think I remember that.
I saw a tweet randomly and it was like, "Nigga Kaga the sequel." Damn, and I was like, "Whoa, whoa!" And somehow it's still better than Chad Boswick.
Well, that was just rude. I don't know how that happened. I don't know how the person that did that.
Bad taste.
That was the Nigerian premiere, right?
Yeah, it was Nigerian premiere.
Where the reporter asked Letitia Wright what her name was.
Yeah.
There was a lot going on.
And I could not believe
there was a lot going
what is
on
happening here.
Bro, that wasn't just, it was the African premiere.
I was like, how can you ask this woman? Just don't ask the question. Don't ask her what her name is. Just act like you know who she is and just do the interview and leave. Anyway, I guess we'll talk about TV shows. You guys will talk about TV shows.
Was that a question? Oh, sorry. Yes, Massa.
I love TV.
Yes,
we
Massa.
love
We
the silver screen, Master.
We loves it.
Yeah.
Hey, I was talking to you about this. Do you remember when D&D? This is just because we wanted to do the alternate history TV show where it was like
Confederate.
If the South won.
Oh my God.
See, Bankole likes to play street man and act like he's the responsible one, but he's just as chaotic as we are.
He's even more chaotic. Oh my God! What if this is?
I buried that deep. I buried it away.
I'm just like, what was your thing? What is it from Love Island? Where I can't remember the guy that was like, what was your thought process there? I swear HBO gave the stuff an order.
Yeah.
And then after Final Season of Game of Thrones, they're like, okay, we can't do this. So what we're going to do is we're going to give 5 shows each, which will end up with 15 at the end of this run. The shows have to have aired this year, and hopefully were not very popular or didn't get kind of attention they deserved. We only get 1 limited series each because I didn't want our list to be The Dropout and Super Pumped and just 5 limited series. So I also try to avoid any show that could potentially appear on my top 10 list because I want to talk about as many different shows as possible. And it to be largely spoiler free. We won't, because we're community shows, we won't give out spoilers. So to be a snake order, it to be myself, TMT, then Eyo, TMT, then myself. Does that make sense to everyone?
Yes, sir.
If it makes sense to you, it makes sense to us.
So that's all you got to say, man.
Right on, Daddy.
That doesn't sound like
that sounds terrible. Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't want to do this bit anymore. I'm scared. I'm scared.
I left this slavery bit and went into like
BDSM.
Like Banky. No. It was more like Banky is like the head pastor.
Jesus Christ.
Right
that's what you meant, like Daddy Gio.
Yeah.
That's Daddy.
Like, Pastor, keep preaching. You tell him now.
I mean, some people might say, is there a difference between religion and slavery? But that's not me that would say that. That's some people.
Oh, it's funny you mentioned that because I'm going to get into that. So let's start.
Okay, let's start. So my first show is the Apple TV Plus show, Slow Horses. I'll just let you guys know there was a version of this list that was just like 5 Apple TV Plus shows, but I tried to be a bit more diverse with that.
I have a question. Do you pay for Apple TV?
As a me person, that's a very like MI5 question.
It's a very good question.
It's not. It's
I mean,
a simple question.
It's like, I mean, I do pay for Apple TV Plus,
Yeah.
and Apple, if you're listening,
Yeah.
send me invites. I do pay for. Why are you asking?
I'm just asking though, because it doesn't work in night. So
Really?
Wait, Apple TV Plus doesn't work in night,
bro, it's actually wild. Like,
Are you serious? I had no idea.
like it's for me. I find it very fascinating that like Apple and Disney Plus as well. And these guys own the content. They don't have distributing conflicts with any major networks here. So in my head, it's just like they just haven't thought of it, which is
Didn't
fair.
Prime just come to Nigeria?
Yeah, I mean, no, Prime has been working in nights for at least 4 or 5 years now. I would say, yeah.
I mean, I don't get it because the Disney Plus one is like. So are you saying that you just don't want anyone to watch WandaVision? Like, just like no one in Nigeria, like just you can't, because you said you can't watch it. It's on DSTV. Like, what do they expect to happen?
Like they're not distributing it any other way. The Apple one is crazy because it's not like, I feel like Disney and some other places, like maybe they don't have the infrastructure yet, but Apple already does Apple Music in night, so why not?
That's
Apple
weird.
TV?
Yeah. That's so weird. I did not know there was no Apple TV. That's so weird.
Yeah, Banky, check your privilege, bitch.
Jesus. Okay. Are you saying you do not have any Apple TV Plus show on your own list?
I never said that. I
Okay.
just told you to check your privilege because
so
you were going off like, my list could have been all Apple TV shows. Well, we can't all do that, Banky.
I was just like, there's good Apple TV Plus shows. Okay, Jesus Christ. Well, here in Croatia, there is Apple TV Plus. So my first show is Slow Horses. Like I said, Apple TV Plus. It's a spy show based on a series of British novels by Mick Herron and starring Gary Oldman in just an incredible performance. It focuses basically on MI5's Forgotten House. It's called Slough House. It's where they send all the terrible spies or the washed up spies or just like the old spies. So it's kind of like they are the protagonists of the story. If you want more of Queen Alicent from House of the Dragon, Olivia Cook is delightful and a little role in this. Weirdly, season 2 actually comes out like, I think December 2nd, December 1st. And Apple TV Plus has like renewed the show for like seasons 3 and 4. And basically they said like they will keep on doing it as long as Gary Oldman wants to do it.
Can I ask you questions about the show? Because I really want to watch it, but because I feel like it's very much my speed. That sort of British TV where you can tell it's a good writer that doesn't really take that takes care of the characters but doesn't take them too seriously. So I want to do they become good spies? Is Gary Oldman kind of a good spy? Is he like just like a Michael Scott? Like what kind of character does he play? Like?
No. I mean, I think you can tell from the trailer, like Gary Oldman is choosing to not be a good spy. Like he was obviously a good spy in his heyday and he's kind of found this being his like kind of retirement plan because the head of MI5, even in the trailer you can see like she respects him. Like she's kind of like he's choosing to not give a shit, but if he did give a shit.
Yeah.
But that being said, there are some terrible spies in the group.
Okay. I like that.
He's kind of disillusioned, but like he's still in the system.
Yeah.
Okay, I like that.
He wants to chill.
He just wants to chill, actually, yeah. I think I was talking to Eyo about this show, actually, and I was like, there are a few shows that I just know I enjoy and I love. I'm like, I don't know why. I can't say why I love this show. And I think Eyo just basically said it's because like it does everything well. Like it's a good spy story. The characters are good. The acting is really good. And it's 6 episodes as obviously like a British show.
It's tight.
Yeah, they don't feel the need to make a novel 10 episodes or whatever. It's just like a 6 episode. I think everything happens. I think it happens like 48 hours.
Yeah, in a few days.
Yeah, it just all happened. So that's my number. Slow Horses, Apple TV Plus, 6 episodes. New season comes out December 2nd. So.
Oh, I'm literally going to down.
No, when you travel for the holidays, you're gonna watch.
Yes,
on
exactly.
Apple TV Plus.
On Apple, which I do love to pay for all the time.
Okay. Hey, what's your TMT? What's your number 1 pick?
Why do I have to go last?
Well, my number 1 is probably SAS Rogue Heroes. It's the show I've had the most fun with this year. I actually spoke to Bankole about it earlier, and
in kind of probably the best response anyone's ever given me. So TMT tweets about SAS, and I'm like, oh, is this a good show? I don't know, because I don't know if I should watch it. And then TMT, please say what your response was.
I said it's a Stevie Knight show. He's the Guy Ritchie of TV. But the thing is, watching this show and then looking back on Stevie Knight's like last couple of shows, and so we're talking Peaky Blinders, we're talking Taboo. He's probably a better writer than Guy Ritchie. I think Guy Ritchie has punchier dialogue, but he has punchier scenes.
Yeah. I mean, Stephen Knight's TV is good.
Mm-hmm.
All his films have been terrible.
Oh, yeah.
Or at least maybe not all, like...
They love them.
But
Enough.
Yeah, and he's like... I mean, if you watch Peaky Blinders, he's like flashy. Anyway, sorry, talk about SAS.
No, yeah, so SAS is really fun. I think one of my favorite scenes is, it's in the first episode, and the main character is this really posh guy who is privileged, but he's in the army during World War II, and he's trying to basically make his mark in the theater of war, but there's a lot of bureaucracy, and Hitler is kind of kicking their asses at this point, so he's held back, and he's very frustrated. And it's really where we find all the main characters in the beginning. They're very frustrated with how the war is going. So he basically comes up with a plan and forms this unit called the SAS. And they're very like, if you read a lot of like, army fiction, which I do, or just history, or just, you'd have come across the SAS. They're a pretty big like regiment in the army, special air service. So yeah, it's dope. It's very witty. There's this scene where the main character is supposed to get in a fight, but he just talks. He talks about how he's going to fight, and it's so terrifying that the guys he's supposed to fight actually just end up not fighting. And from that scene and through the rest of the show, you're never sure if he's a good fighter or not. But he's really good at
my question.
Yeah, he's really good at talking, and he's really good at planning, and his friends are good fighters. So he might be, but we don't really get to see it. So it's a very nice show. And it's the guy from, I can't remember, his name is, he's on Sex Education.
Yeah.
Yeah, his name is Connor Swindles, I think. And
then Alfie Allen from
Alfie Allen, exactly. And then Jack.
Okay.
I can't remember the other guy's name, but the guy from the Angelina Jolie film. When you watch the film, you will think of Connor as a potential 007. Then when you watch the show...
I've seen that headline, I've seen that headline.
He kind of nails it in this show. Because I didn't think he could play posh like that. Like posh and dangerous and possibly charming. And he does that in a way that could definitely work for Bond.
Okay. TMT, is that what you were going to say about SAS?
Yeah, I mean, also the British government is a terrible institution and fuck the army and colonialism. But yeah, beyond that, it's a good show.
Keeping monarchist.
Okay, so my first pick is Minx.
Ooh.
Minx is a comedy TV series. I think it's on HBO Max, if I'm not mistaken. Minx is mainly about two characters. It's about Ophelia Lovibond, who is playing someone called Joyce, and she is a feminist writer. And she's been trying to, get into the game, get things published. And she strikes up an unlikely alliance with Jake Johnson, who is a porn magazine publisher. And, hilarity ensues. It's a lot of fun. It's also surprisingly heartwarming and grounded. So yeah, maybe not my favorite comedy this year, but definitely up there.
I think TMT and we spoke about Minx when he first, one of the earlier times he came on the podcast. I think we both really like Minx. For no reason at all, I just always think about it as with hacks. I think just because they're both HBO Max comedies, but I just really like...
Makes sense.
I just really like both shows. Minx is good. I think
Jake Johnson is a revelation in that role.
So good.
He's so good. It's ridiculous how good he is. He's made to play that. And I thought he was made to play Nick from New Girl.
And this guy is not
But
Nick.
He was made to
this guy is actually not Nick.
He was made to play this.
I never really saw him doing charming that well. Roguish charming.
Yeah, I was going to say roguish.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Ophelia Lovibond as well, I really like her performance because that character could be very infuriated and very okay, you're a feminist and okay, you have your morals and whatever. But she plays, what's the word I'm looking for? Well, the word is not sweet, but she plays sweet very well and just almost naive, but not into an annoying way. I don't know.
Yeah, I get what you mean. Naive, but not stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's we can't talk about them, but the supporting cast is just I think you end up liking everybody.
So
I think I was there's no one on this show I do not like.
Yeah. Which is stark contrasts with a lot of shows I've watched this year.
Hey, what's your next pick?
Oh, okay, we're doing snake order, so I get to go next. Okay, so my second pick is The Gilded Age, which is from the creator of and also for fans of Downton Abbey. It's a layup. It's the same guy. He just made Downton Abbey in the US.
Yeah.
Gorgeously staged, gorgeously shot. So, just like Downton Abbey, it's a deep interrogation into the class divide found in upper East Side New York in the 1800s.
Whichever one
like
was the posh
1880s.
side. Yeah.
I think it's Upper East Side. It's like the precursor to Gossip Girl.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah.
Wait, what? I didn't even hear what you said because okay.
It is. It is.
Do you want to just quickly run off some of the cast members on Gilded Age?
It's Christine Baranski, man. Just watch. It's Christine Baranski.
Oh, Diane. Christine Baranski, Audra McDonald, who is incredible, obviously. There's a Jacobson there, who's Meryl Streep's daughter.
Our little Nepo baby.
Yeah. Meryl Streep's daughter is there. Nepo baby. And she's doing a good job, man. I love it when the Nepo babies come out and they do a good job.
When they're actually good?
I don't like when they're good because it reinforces it that, maybe we should hire these guys.
No, because I feel like a lot of them are like so obviously bad that when they're good, it's like, oh.
Yeah.
Who is the best Nepo baby? I think I have an answer, but like, who is the one that you're like, oh yeah, it's good that you're a Nepo baby, like you deserve what you get?
They're all Nepo babies, aren't they?
For me, it's Colin Hanks.
Okay. Interesting.
Because I actually genuinely think he's a really good actor and like he deserves. And I feel like he gets too much. He might get too much because he's obviously. I guess he's maybe older. So
yeah, he's a bit older. I don't think he would have gotten Nepo baby. Like Nepo baby skipped. It's like a lower millennial to Gen Z kind of thing. Like if you're a crack baby, I don't think you're a Nepo baby, man.
You don't think it's Chet Hanks?
Chet Hanks is not a good Nepo baby, man. He had a chance. Chance.
What about Jaden Smith? I'm kidding. No, I'm sorry. No.
Isn't that what Drake was rapping about? Isn't that what Drake was rapping about on Privileged Rappers?
No, I think the best Nepo baby is either Ben Stiller or
I forgot he's a Nepo baby actually.
Or Dan Levy.
Dan Levy's a good shout.
Someone like Stiller obviously has superseded his parents.
Oh, 100%.
Downey
100%.
has superseded his dad.
Yeah.
Downey superseded his dad a long time ago.
It's crazy that like this generation of Nepo babies are just like starting to find their footing. But like the Downey generation those guys went crazy. Like Kate Hudson, all these guys.
Those guys are superstars. Yeah.
I mean, Meryl Streep, like I said, she has three daughters that I know of at least. One was Mr. Robot, one was in The Good Wife, Good Fight.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the Gummers. Yeah.
The Gummers and then Louisa Jacobson. Mamie and Grace Gummer, I don't know who is who. I just know one is Good Fight and I know one is
I don't know the difference.
You guys know Liv Tyler?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was really good on The Leftovers.
Yeah, her dad is like, he's like the lead singer of Aerosmith or something.
Yeah.
So it's funny, I was thinking about a show that I'm going to talk about later, and I Googled it and I figured out one of the cast members is like Bono's daughter.
Ooh. Okay, fine, you get to it.
I was like, what is going on?
Okay, let me just say a few more things about Gilded Age. So,
yes, please,
it has all the things we loved about Downton. So, it starts up with, like, every episode is the same, kind of. It starts up with a petty problem. It's like, oh, I don't know if I should wear this corset or not. And then it eventually grows and morphs into a bigger problem that, calls on the characters to really interrogate, like, themselves and figure out who they want to be in life. And it's really good. Stellar performances all around from the star-studded catch. And what, Banky, I saw you tweet something that was against this. So I just wanted to make you know that you're wrong.
Jesus, okay.
This show has the best marriage on TV.
Okay.
Not the other show that I'm going to talk about. It's this show.
That's not the best marriage on TV, guys.
It's this show.
He's a good husband, I won't lie. I don't think it's...
I still feel like something bad could happen. Well, because he didn't cheat. Also, because he did not. That's Ayo's own...
Yeah.
Not because... I just think his wife is kind of awful.
Yeah, also, she is kind of awful, but he loves her.
Yeah, he's dead for her.
Cheating is so weighted on Ayo's skill. It makes no sense. Like, Ayo could love a character and then he kisses another character and he's like, gone. Or a character could be terrible and then he refuses to cheat. Ayo's like, oh, I love you. Like, Ayo, you
That's never happened. The opposite hasn't happened.
I respect that.
I don't feel like Morgan Spector's what marriage is great to become the best.
They're really good. They're really good.
I think Don Draper kind of got the game messed up for a little bit there. So it's nice to see a bunch of guys trying to win it back.
Yeah, we got our head skin back on. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, I just want to say that it's it's the same writer and it's kind of the same theme, but I think there's like minor philosophical changes between Downton Abbey and Gilded Age in the sense that Downton Abbey is very much rooted in class and pedigree being everything. Whereas with Gilded Age, it's kind of the rise of Americanism in that sense and in high society. So it kind of shows that for the first time, money can kind of buy you into these rooms and these places, which is probably not. It's not possible in Downton Abbey.
You're right. Yeah.
Yeah. To the end, I don't think it could ever be possible.
The UK doesn't allow it though. UK is very like. I mean, I never watched Downton Abbey, but like UK is very. These are the lords, these are the ladies, and it shall stay that way. But I guess in America back then, capitalism, you could literally buy your way into, which much to the anger of Kristen Baranski's character. Some of the lines she says are just dripping with vinegar. Just like, anyway.
So good. All the performances are so good on that show.
Really good, yes.
Okay. TMT?
Okay, I like this think formation. Let me see. My next show will be American Gigolo. Now, I've said before, don't laugh. Okay. Why are they laughing?
Continue.
Can you guys? Okay. Anyway, I said before. I said bad show, good performances.
Can I just, on behalf of this podcast, can I just apologize to you guys that have to listen to a recommendation of a bad show but good performance? Anyway, continue.
Fuck you, Banky. Let the man talk.
Yeah, I mean, it's for me, like, it's a major part of why I watch TV. I watch a lot of, I imagine everyone here is the same. We go through a lot of pilots that we wish we didn't go through. We're like Spirit Airlines. We just go through terrible pilots all the time. And we're just like, what are we watching? How is this happening?
What's a Daily Show with Trevor Noah joke?
That was great.
That was an incredible shot at Spirit Airlines.
I'm like, I should have said Eric Air. But like, yeah, we go through terrible pilots and you're just trying to like find one. And every now and then you find one and this is not a good show. But the main character is very compelling. The cast is pretty decent. So you're kind of like curious to see what the cast saw in the script to have made them sign up for the entire project.
You're like, all of you cannot be wrong. All of you cannot be wrong collectively.
You get like, when Brady is in it, a bunch of decent people are in the cast of the film, actually. I just can't remember all their names right now. But obviously, the main character is played by John Bernthal.
Who I love, yeah.
Who is goated, who is like, he's the guy right now. I don't know. I think for the past like 6 or 7 years, he's been like the go-to guy for certain characters. And he plays that character in this very, very well. He's definitely more vulnerable than I've seen him play a bunch of other TV show characters. He's more in touch with his softer side in this. He's not a maniac per se. But the end, I'll give you the synopsis. Basically, this guy is when he's about 14 or 15.
Is this a remake or a continuation of the movie?
It's a remake of the film.
Oh, okay.
Complete remake, yeah. So when he's 14 or 15, his mom sells him to this madame in Hollywood. And he basically grows up as a gigolo. And when he's in his, I want to say late 20s, he's arrested for the murder of a woman. And then evidence comes out that proves, it wasn't him. The guy that actually did it confessed as he died. So they let him go. And he's back in society and he's trying to readjust and, reconnect with old people and reconnect with his old life and try and kind of meld who he was and who he is now and everything. So yeah, it's a nice little thing. I think it can really keep you going. If you don't mind bad pacing, you'll love the show.
I was obviously gonna watch it because of Bernthal. And then I started seeing some early things. I was like, I have my because it came out at a weird time when there was just so much TV on.
Dude, I remember.
So much good TV.
I remember when it came out, I was like, I cannot. Like, on Fridays, I have like 10 hours of TV to go through. So then, and I mean, it's probably good, but it's probably Bernthal's third best performance this year because Wayne Jenkins, baby. Happy Wayne Jenkins Day.
Do you think, I want to ask you something. I mean, I know we're not talking about a show that will not be named because it's so good and we've kept a separate episode for
He deserves his own episode, yeah. Mhm.
But do you think for his guest performance in that show, do you think he's going to get a nomination or a win for that scene?
I mean, I guess it depends on how influential that show is when it comes to the Emmys time. I mean, it probably gets a nomination, right?
It probably gets a nomination.
Yeah, and Wayne Jenkins. Don't worry, we'll talk about We Own the City when I'm doing my top 10 because that's a show, that's a performance, that's really good. Okay, my number 2 is The Righteous Gemstones. This is the Danny McBride comedy about a family of televangelists starring John Goodman, Adam Devine. Is it Devine or Divine?
Let's go, Devine.
Devine and Walton Goggins playing an incredible character under incredible layers of makeup. There were about 27 months between seasons 1 and season 2.
Really? Was it that long?
Oh, yeah, because it came out, I think, October 2019 and then January 2022.
Oh, wow.
So, I don't know, or I can't remember if season 1 was as good as season 2 was, or if, because season 2 was so good. Season 2 is very funny, but, everything else takes a step up. The tension, the drama, the action. Season 2 basically becomes Succession, but they are televangelists and not, media moguls. They're talking about their father should step down and who's going to take over. And there's literally a subplot in this season about motorcycle ninjas. Actually doing motorcycle ninjaing. There is action in this season. There's an incredible chase sequence with Skylar Gisondo. So, it's funny, obviously, because it's a Danny McBride comedy, and Danny McBride is very good at, interrogating kind of that white male entitlement and all these guys are terrible at things, but always just manage to fail upwards. So yeah, I just really I think
he's really good at playing adult brats.
Yeah, yeah, and just and why do they keep on winning essentially? So I think his scripts are a lot smarter than you can kind of give him credit for, because he's really good at interrogating that kind of white male psyche. But yeah, if you haven't heard about this show, please go watch seasons 1 and season 2. I don't know what the experience would be like if you binge all 20 episodes, but because obviously, like I said, we had almost 30 months in between 1 and 2. But I really, really enjoyed season 2. Eric Andre has a very, very funny recurring role in the second season, and Jessica Lowe, who's on Minx as well, plays his wife, and they are also televangelists, and it's just really good.
Jessica Lowe probably gave the best 1-2 in comedy this year, as a supporting actress. So good. She was so good this year.
Yeah. Okay, so I guess it's my turn. So
yes, your turn. You see, you forgot your information.
My number 3 is Bad Sisters. This is another Apple TV Plus show. It's from Sharon Horgan, who co-created Catastrophe, if you guys have heard about that. It also stars Claes Bang playing the worst person I've ever seen on TV. You guys might know him from, I think it was the Netflix Dracula. Netflix and BBC Dracula.
It was BBC.
I think it was BBC here and Netflix outside UK. Netflix, BBC Dracula. He was also in The Northman. Yeah, he's playing the worst person I've ever seen in my life. Honestly.
I'm glad you brought it up because I've been dying to talk about it. He's so... he's literally... He's I don't know what to say. He's evil. He's evil personified.
He's genuinely evil.
There's nothing good about him. There's nothing good in his heart.
It's such good writing and such a good performance because, the show never tries to, humanize him, but it also never seems like a caricature. It seems yeah, you're just an evil person.
Yeah.
And so basically he dies. The show starts with him dying, and the insurance, his insurance policyholders kind of suspect that one of his 4 sisters-in-law is responsible, or maybe even all of them, for his murder. And yeah, he's a terrible person. He's a racist, he's a misogynist, he emotionally abuses his wife.
And his daughter.
There's a scene where he does something, I can't remember what he does, but one of the sisters is around, and then his wife is oh, he always takes out the trash. I've never taken out trash in years. I'm just oh, that's how they do it. He does that little thing to make you feel it's a give and take, but he's just a terrible... he gives... this is a spoiler, I guess, but not really, but he has this hiking boots, and he gives them to his wife to just wear around the house so that she can break them in. But he makes this request in kind of it's just he's a terrible person. But anyway, yeah, the show is kind of... So it has that murder mystery element of who murdered him, and will the insurance investigators find out. Murder investigators are played by one of the Nepo babies. He's a Gleason, who you might know. He's Brendan Gleeson's son. That is not Donald. And also Daryl McCormack, who was on Peaky Blinders, and also
Also the non-Dom Hall Gleason song was on Peaky Blinders as well.
Was he?
Oh.
I think it's Brian Gleason. Who was in Peaky Blinders?
Yeah. He played one of these Irish guys that like
Oh.
So he was a badass. Yeah. He was like one of these guys that like used to those Irish guys used to scare the shit out of
I remember the Irish guys. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bad Sister has this kind of like murder mystery to it, as in who killed him and would the insurance guys find out. But it's also a bit of like, I think it's also a bit of a character study on like the 5 women, i.e. because they're 5 sisters. 5?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're 5 sisters. Obviously one of them is married to John Paul, who Clay's Bank plays. And kind of the characters, because for the first few episodes, each one kind of takes like a leading role in the episode, and you kind of see maybe why they might have wanted to kill John Paul. I think watching the show, and I kind of tried to articulate this to Eyo earlier, the definition that came to my mind was that the show to me is kind of the best version of what Netflix has been trying to do for the last few years. Like, it has a lot of soap opera elements. It gets quite campy sometimes and quite ridiculous, but like the difference between Bad Sisters and like a Netflix show is that it always has that emotional connection to it. It never, no matter how out there it gets, I never feel lost, and I feel like I don't know these characters, I don't know this story. I was always, and I guess that's Sharon Horgan. She's obviously knows how to write well. So I never lose track of, like, there's some really out there things that happen. I don't want to spoil anything, but you're like, I just always believe in this character. You end up liking some of the sisters more than others, obviously. The younger sister, Becca, is the one that is played by Eve Hewson, who I think was on one of those Netflix shows. I think she was, is it the Behind Her Eyes show?
Behind Her Eyes? Oh.
Is that, yeah, she was on Behind Her Eyes. Yeah. And she's Bono's daughter. Bono?
Really?
Bono. I don't know how to pronounce. Bono's daughter. Yeah, so she's Bono's daughter.
Wow.
I just randomly found out on a random Google. But yeah, no, I like this show. I think it's
also, I just want to say that
mid show.
It's a well-made show, but also it doesn't matter how to pronounce Bono's name, because he disrespected us by. Do you remember that time the YouTube just dropped an album on our phones without asking? Yeah. So you're allowed to disrespect his name.
Didn't they apologize for that recently or something after like how many years?
That's their business. Stupid man.
TMT's still angry.
I can't believe they did that.
That's actually so rude. That's actually just right.
Someone needs to teach Bono about consent. What the hell?
That was actually crazy. You know, that shows you how long ago it was that like we weren't even sure about data rights. Because if that happened today, my God in heaven, today
everybody at Apple goes to jail. EU court's gonna have everybody up in Belgium.
I mean, also, Bad Sisters is not like a fucking weekend drop. Everything drops in one weekend and you watch it. You don't remember anything. I guess if you binge it, that's what will happen. But it gives you time to, I don't know.
It sounded so
interact with
judgmental. It's like, well, I guess we're binging then. You can have that too if you want. Scum.
Yeah, so I don't know. It's a good show. I think it's obviously a well-made show, and I just feel like it's a step above those kind of Netflix shows. But maybe that step might not translate and people don't like it for that extra reason. I don't know.
No, it's great. I started watching it this weekend. Yeah. It's great. If you weren't going to recommend it, I would have switched one of mine to recommend it. I'm 4 episodes in. I'm loving it.
If you didn't recommend it, I would have cried.
It's also a gorgeous show.
Oh, everyone. Okay, so thank God I recommended it. Everybody would have been angry with me if I didn't recommend it.
Yeah. Thank you, Massa.
And just watch it just for every line that Clay's Bank says, because he's just a terrible person, man. We cannot over exaggerate how terrible. Like, you might think we're joking, but like he's just really, really bad person.
He's the actual worst.
I mean, he's so bad because he calls his wife Mammy, which is just ew. Ew, man.
That's nasty. Ew. That has racist undertones.
It does.
Anyways, TMT, what's your next pick?
I'm gonna have to go with Rami Yusuf.
Mm-hmm.
Third of his season. Rami is in season 3. It's an 824 show, so every season feels like season 1, really. He's doing better than ever before, and worse in many ways.
Many ways, which is very apt for Rami.
Yeah, it's weird. Like, I used to watch Rami just thinking it was funny, but then I realized like a massive point of that show is just how a man deals with shame.
A religious man.
That's like
a very religious man.
Yeah, I mean, it's all of that. I mean, even if it wasn't religious, a lot of his actions, like the show could be about anything, right? But the focus on his reactions and what causes those reactions is just him dealing with shame and having a bad relationship with like a lot of things, like sex and I guess with his uncle's sexuality and with his sister. I don't even know what his sister is dealing with because I didn't get a chance to really unpack that. But
well, I think it's maybe expectation, both
expectation, yeah, with her it's
marriage,
expectation,
academically, yeah.
With his father, it's like shame from also not being able to provide as well as he should be. With his mom, it's a lot of shame for herself not living up to her potential because she was very worldly and she had more to give than she ended up giving. So it's nice to like see those things and kind of remind you that like people around you are people, like your family. And no matter how terrible they are people, and they're dealing with their own shame and their own regrets and love. And God, it's got some amazing performances this season. We have to talk about Haim Abbas. Like, she is hands down. I mean, anyone that is Succession alumni is beautiful to me as an actor, but Haim really kind of does things in the she gets to flex muscles in this show.
Two different roles.
She really
Two
does
completely different roles. Not even on the same scale. Like, I was watching season 3 and I was like, how are you the person that does Marsha? Like, not even on the same scale.
Yeah. Basically, like, I feel like Marsha is who she would have been if she didn't get married to
that makes sense.
To Rami's dad.
If she spent time in France, that makes sense.
Yeah, and Rami's dad is played by the brilliant, what's his name? Amar Waked. He's a genius Egyptian actor, and he's really good in the show. He's also like kind of disappointed because I think he wanted to be a football player when he was younger.
Yeah, he did.
So he deals with this kind of shame of being like this sort of unsuccessful patriarch. And then you have Uncle Nassim who kind of layers over him and does things that he can't do. Meanwhile, Uncle Nassim is going through his own stuff and battling his.
Probably maybe don't spoil that.
Yeah, I don't want to get into what Uncle Nassim is battling. But Uncle Nassim is a very interesting character because he's so funny, and he's everything. He's racist, anti-Semitic, he's sexist, he's homophobic.
I'm sorry, you just said that, and the first thing that came to my mind was in season 2. So Mahershala Ali plays an imam in season 2.
Yeah. And
then Uncle Nassim sees him, and the first thing he says is like, oh, when did you convert? No, it was like, what prison did you convert in? I was like, Jesus Christ. I was like, oh my God, Uncle Nassim. Continue.
Yeah. Uncle Nassim is literally, I feel like when people call young people snowflakes for just like having a strong moral compass and like knowing right and wrong, Uncle Nassim is who they expect them to have been if they weren't snowflakes. So you should watch Rami. It's really good. It's very clever, very subversive,
very, very clever. Yeah,
good writing, good writing. Oh my God, Rami Yusuf's performance in the last scene of the last episode of season 3 is just insane. It will blow you away. Watch the show.
Mia Khalifa appears in season 2.
Who is that?
I don't know. I just saw her name in the credits.
Who indeed?
Who is that?
Who indeed?
Yeah,
who is Mia Khalifa?
Yeah,
I don't know. I was Googling and someone was like, if I say this name, people will listen. I was like, okay.
If
you take your word for it.
Yeah, who said that to you?
I can't say it because he's married.
Oh, okay.
Why is it a bad thing? Is she like a bad person?
Is she related to Wiz Khalifa?
Maybe.
Yeah. Does she like tall buildings?
Oh my God.
I was thinking how I was gonna work that in, but you were faster than me.
It's good stuff.
Eyo, what's your next point?
Well, Mia Khalifa isn't in this show, but it's still really good, so you should watch it. My next pick is For All Mankind, which is an Apple TV show. This is the 3rd season. It finishes 3rd season this year. So it's been on for a while, but literally nobody's watching this show. So I'll give a brief synopsis. For All Mankind is, I guess it's sci-fi, I guess. because it has both those things. It has science and fiction, but it's alternate history sci-fi, which surprised me that I liked it because I love my sci-fi with a big idea in the center, and this doesn't really have that. So the main gist of this show is that the Americans weren't the first people on the moon; it was the Russians, which in turn spurs the space race to keep going for a much longer time, and they try to do much more ambitious things. But also it keeps the Soviet Union alive for a much longer time, and they also do much more ambitious things. So yeah, it's essentially a space work drama. It's a work drama about space in season 1, and then it becomes a space action show afterwards. Great characterization as well. Good performances, but I think what I really liked was, I think I was watching the show, I think it was season 1. I was talking to Bankole and I was like, Banky, I hate everybody on this show, but here we are.
No, it wasn't season 1.
Was
Which was what made this worry. It was like season 2, end of season 2, which was made you worried.
It was end of season 2. Somebody made a mistake, and I was like, I hate everybody on this show now. But I still love every minute of watching that show. It's so bingeable. It's ridiculous. Also gorgeous. I think every Apple TV show is gorgeous.
Beautiful.
It's so beautiful.
The show is beautiful, and like the moon scenes, the scenes on the moon. Oh, such a good show.
Gorgeous show. It's ultimately about hope. I think that's what the show is about at its core. It's about,
I think, it's hope.
And the American spirit, whatever that is.
Yeah, exactly. Like
Banky said it's a cop show in space, which is, fair.
I think it's propaganda.
It is American propaganda, but like, you know what? I'm here for it. I won't lie.
Yeah, I think it's like industrialism, is that a word? But like innovation, all those kind of buzzwords. That's kind of
all the things that America was good at in the 70s. Yeah.
Yeah, a few things on For All Mankind. One, please don't watch this show on your phone. I know I say this and I sound like a broken record, but this show is too beautiful to watch on it. Like, if you have it, just find the biggest, clearest screen you have. That's all. Like, if that's your laptop, then fine enough. If that's a TV, fine. But just like, this show is beautiful. I can't, I haven't watched this show for a while because I need people to be out of the house so I can watch it on the TV. I don't want to watch it on my laptop.
Why do you need people to be out of the house so you can watch it on TV? What are you doing in front of the TV?
No, the one thing I hate about
you need people to leave the house so you can watch
it on TV. Speaking of Mia Khalifa, the one thing I hate is watching stuff in the living room and people are walking in and out. I hate that.
Fair.
No, but
fair.
About For All Mankind.
I could say I hate watching shows wearing clothes. I was like, damn.
I thought you were going somewhere else, man. Banky, like, this show is so beautiful, it gets me hard, and I needed it to breathe.
Whoa.
Jesus, let's go back on track. No, I think one of the, not funniest, but one of the most interesting things that happens very early in the season is like the Soviets put a woman on the moon, and then Nixon's like, yeah, get me some women.
Yeah.
So obviously that pushes women in NASA like decades ahead, and it's like, the show doesn't really, which it could be a different kind of show for focus. Oh, if women are in NASA, what happens? What happens to this? Like, it doesn't really focus on chain events. It's not that kind of show. Like, there's some things in the background where, like, spoiler alert, because it's not even a spoiler alert because they spent like 5 seconds on it, but like, Chernobyl doesn't happen.
Right.
Because they use kind of the tech they were using for moon stuff to fix Chernobyl or whatever. So it's like, they don't focus on the kind of chain events of things like that. It's just, they focus on like this, like Eyo said, the workplace drama. And then some of those things are in the background. So
sorry, but I just want to mention that you missed an opportunity to say that the Soviets put in a woman
okay.
on the floor.
This is why I play the straight man, because I can't.
Actually,
I'm not quick enough. No, but yeah, I think season 1. I think Eyo and I kind of had the same impression of For All Mankind. Like, I'd heard that when season 2 came out, I was like, oh, season 1 was okay, but season 2 is great. And then season 3 came out, I was like, oh, season 3 is phenomenal.
Yeah.
So I kind of had that going in. But even going into what season 1, I was like, I'm enjoying, like,
it is good.
I'm enjoying this. Season 1 is one of the few seasons of TV where you can place where it takes a jump within the season.
Yeah. Like,
between 4 and 5, it just becomes a vastly different show and a much better show. But even that 1 to 4, I'm enjoying, like, it's one, I'm not, partly because I just can't be asked and I also don't have energy, but like, I don't most want to really binge these things, like sit down and watch an entire season. I think I watched season 1 maybe like in 2 nights.
Yeah.
And that's like, it's immensely watchable for literally every episode is 60 minutes. Like, there's no 50-minute episode.
Yeah, every episode is an hour long. And it happened to me too. I didn't plan on binging it, but bro, I did season 1 in a day. In one day.
How many episodes per season?
10.
Pure 10.
Jesus Christ.
So yeah, I sat down here. I was eating sausages and watching
Speaking of Mia Khalifa.
my man go to work.
Okay, so yeah, was that your fourth show?
That was
Or your
my
third?
third. Yeah.
Okay.
Now, do you want me to do my fourth show?
Yeah,
now?
fourth now.
Thank you, Master. So
Wait, before you get into your fourth show, I want to ask you guys something. Does it get frustrating when you're watching a really, really good show? You're like, oh, this is game changing, and no one on your TL hears about it.
Bro, this is me with For All Mankind. Like,
Yeah, but to be fair, we just started watching For All Mankind like 3 weeks ago.
Okay.
yeah. But Banky, the only reason I think we both heard about it is because we follow TV critics.
Yeah.
Literally nobody else was watching the show.
No one. I don't think anyone, apart from Ted Lasso, I mean morning show, I don't think anyone knows that there are other TV shows on Apple TV Plus.
Bro, and they're so good.
I
But
hear you guys.
to your point, it's weird because sometimes, I don't want no one to talk about it because sometimes I feel like I'm going mad. Like maybe the show is actually not that good. And I want to talk about something.
Mm-hmm.
But in recent times, there are points I'm like, maybe we should have kept the show.
Is it Succession? I know it's Succession.
Like some Succession takes, I'm
I know
like,
Succession that's doing you.
maybe we shouldn't have. Yeah, I was like, maybe we should have got everybody involved in this show. I liked it when it was 6 of us that were watching seasons 1 and 2.
No.
But that's just me being an elitist, I understand. That's fine.
I like when it shows like a sporting event.
Same.
Yeah, I don't think we've had
guys
that.
are just discussing.
I guess we had a bit of Succession.
We had it with House.
House and Dragon, yes.
I think we have it better with Succession. I think with House, people are too scared to spoil it, so we don't really get the solid discourse we need.
Bro,
as
niggas
it
on my
comes in.
TL ain't scared of shit, man. they tweet pictures.
Bro, you're in the jungle, man. You're with the animals.
Bro, there's somebody I've muted 3 times this year because he kept spoiling shows. First, it was
I'm
Euphoria.
dead.
Bro, I'd wake up 8 a.m. I'm scrolling on Twitter as I'm like, trying to psych myself up to go to my job. And I'll just be seeing this guy tweeting tweets. So, oh, Cassie, why'd you fucking, bro? I didn't know. I didn't know she was going to do that. Why did you say it? But House of the Dragon, I think, was the last time.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw that video of someone was recording like an apartment building opposite them.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see the colors
from the lights.
that
from
video,
the
yeah,
TV changing
That's that video.
at the same time. So
I think, for example, Succession, just with the blow up of fan numbers between 2 and 3, and then during 3, I think 4 would be a big timeline thing.
yeah, 4 is going to be an event.
Oh yeah. 4 is going to be a family watch, 100%.
It's like, it's not Euphoria because Euphoria's target audience is vastly like young people.
Younger.
Yeah, and Euphoria and Succession is like that's when the 30-year-olds will want to come out.
Yeah.
30 plus.
You say 30-year-olds. No, it's 40, 50.
I'm not conversing with 40-year-olds on Twitter. I'm sorry. Like, who are
Bro,
you?
yes, you are. Yes, you are. You think you're not, but you are.
Are they catfishing
You have
me?
a couple. I have a couple that just sneak in. They just sneak in with their verified badges because they've all achieved things in life.
No, I mean fair.
Oh, I thought you were going to say because they all paid for Twitter Blue.
No, I'll check it. If you're on Twitter Blue, I'm not replying to you.
You heard it here first.
Oh God.
Sorry. Let's move on. TFT, what's your next show?
It's me, you bitch.
Oh yeah, Snake.
it's-
Sorry, I
it's him.
You
apologize.
forgot your snake. Why did you make us do this? We could have just done it normal stuff.
No, that would be boring. Let's do.
Okay,
This is the
fine.
first time we've had a problem. Can we just continue? I'll cut it out.
So no, it's not. So my fourth show is probably the show I enjoyed the most on this list, like watching.
Okay.
It's Yellow Jackets. Oh
Ooh.
God, what a show!
Oh.
Yellow Jackets felt to me like hearing The Weeknd for the first time.
Oh my god.
For the first time in 2010, when he dropped. Was it 2011? Sorry, when he dropped. That's what Yellow Jackets felt like. So it comes out of the door fully realized. It knows exactly who it is. It knows exactly what it wants to do. And is doing it at a very high level. Like it's operating at such a high level immediately. It's an excellent show. So, small synopsis. It's about a group of women who are part of a high school soccer team. They make it to the championship or something. So they have to fly to another state and, play the football match. But then their plane goes down over the woods. And these girls are stuck in the woods, basically, and they have to survive for 21 months. So the show tells you the story.
Do they know they have to survive for 21 months?
No, they don't. But you do, because the show tells you the story
Oh, okay.
it's basically telling you two parallel timelines. So it's telling you the story in like 2020 and then the story of their 21 months where they are. So you get to see.
Oh, so they're like in the 80s or 90s?
Yeah, late 90s. Yeah.
90s, right.
So you get to see like parallel storylines between, the girls when they're girls and then when they become women. So you have basically two casts. You have the main
two
cast,
very good casts. Like, we cannot estimate how good these actors are.
Look. Everybody's so good. Everybody's so good on this show. Everybody's good. They're like aggressively good. It's aggressive. And then they do this thing where they like have the same. So if a character when they're younger has like a tick, the older one would do it sometimes and you're like, oh wow, you guys are watching each other and like picking up on what you're doing. So yeah, so that's essentially what it is.
So it's like Arrow.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
It's like Lost.
I did not expect. Actually, Lost.
It's like Lost in reverse. Actually,
So the way I pitch this show is Pretty Little Liars meets Lord of the Flies. Oh, because we should say that the show starts with like not show, but this earlier season starts with like there's a reporter who's like, I know what happened on the island. And there's one of the girls, when she grows up, she's in politics, and there's kind of like a smear campaign. There's like, we know what happened on the island. So it's kind of like, what happened on there? How did you guys survive?
Oh my god,
Yeah, so that's the Pretty Little Liars bit. It's like, we know these girls share a secret, and how do we find out what the secret is?
So it's basically a mystery show, like both to figure out what happened on the island and then figure out who's basically coming after them in real time.
Yeah.
Or in today's day. So there we have really good storytelling, and like there are a lot of like mystery box shows, and I think this is one of the best. Like it unwraps the layers very carefully and very well, but like it doesn't leave you. It doesn't tease you for no reason.
Yeah, I mean, I'm so scared because I don't know how many mystery box shows started with a great first season. Like there's so many of them having great first season, and then, so I just hope, I really just hope it maintains. I mean, this is almost For All Mankind as well, but like for people that want to commit to long shows, like For All Mankind, I know they have like a 7-season plan. I know Apple is like, because Apple can afford to be like, yeah, we love this show, I'm just going to let you keep on going. I think they renewed them to 5. And then like people will find you eventually, so they're not really looking at ratings for Apple, obviously. Yellow Jacket, I think they have a 5-season plan as well, so obviously hopefully they get to do it. But it's like, they know, for Yellow Jacket, they know how they want this story to end.
Yeah.
Which, as we know, can sometimes be a good thing, or sometimes be a terrible thing.
When is it a good thing? When has it been a good thing, Dan?
When you know how to say it to end?
Yeah. What's an example?
When has it actually been a good thing?
I can't remember.
Game of Thrones.
Wait, so when has it been a good thing when you knew how the story
I
to
can't
end?
remember when it's been a good thing, my dear.
It's always been a good thing, I think. Like
It's
shows
always bad.
shows like what's it called? Lost.
But didn't Lost have a famously bad ending? I haven't watched Lost, but did people not like the ending?
Yes.
It had a famously contentious ending. Some people liked it, but like a lot of
okay, I'm
people
trying to
hated it.
think. I just think of shows that have ended recently.
I can't remember when people started with the show. I mean, maybe no. I was gonna say maybe The Good Wife, but even then, I don't think they.
That's not really like an ending. Like it's not like
Yeah.
it's just whatever happens. Because even like Breaking Bad, they didn't know how to work. I don't think. I mean, Breaking Bad, you have a rough idea of what's going to happen, but you don't know how it's going to end.
Yeah. That's fair.
I
The
guess
Sopranos.
or Fade to
I
Black.
haven't seen it.
Um,
But yeah, it's a great show, great mystery like storytelling, and eventually, as all shows are, it's about trauma and how how trauma leaves scars. Like that book, The Body Keeps Score.
which book are you plugging?
I don't know. I saw somewhere. Fuck you, man.
Oh, that was okay. Yeah, I knew you were going to recommend Yellow Jacket, so I left it off my list. But yeah, really, really enjoyed the show.
And that's not like that's just like the storytelling and the acting. Everything else about the show is great. Like the way it looks is great. Also very unique. The way it sounds. So like the choice of music, even the theme music is so very Yellow Jackets. It knows exactly who it is.
Yeah,
Great show.
yeah. Okay, TMT, what's your next show?
My next show is a wild card. I told you a show and it was a lie because I wanted to trick you and throw you off course. I said more, but I would rather like to talk about Marvelous Mrs. Maisel.
Okay. I mean, You're talking to the right audience. You're talking to the right
Yeah, I don't
audience.
get. Like, did you think I was going to be contentious? Yeah, we
We're
love it.
on board. Like, go ahead.
Right on, daddy.
Season 4 of The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, written by Amy something.
Sherman
Palladino.
Palladino.
Yeah, sure. Let's go with that.
Amy Sherman Palladino.
The Goats. She wrote Gilmore Girls. She wrote the one about girls that did ballet. I can't remember the name. She's good.
Bunheads.
And she's Bunheads, that's what it's called, thank you. And she's written this marvelous piece of I don't know how to explain this show. It is as if someone took the Wizard of Oz, the set design from the Wizard of Oz, and made it HD, and then turned it into liquid and put it in a Nerf gun, and they just sprayed that liquid all over the nasty ass city that is New York. New York looks so nice and clean and livable in this show. It makes you wonder. Also, it's in the 60s, maybe the 50s. I want to say 50s. Let's go 50s. It's in the 50s.
It's late 50s, I think. I think it starts in 50s, so it's probably in 60s.
Okay, yeah, perfect. And my God, there is nary a black person in the show. It is amazing. Like, she's written this kind of self-contained universe akin to Asgard of the Marvel Cinematic Universe somewhat, but it's just New York, and it is so funny and well written. And my God, the jokes. You know, Amy writes a good joke. So basically, the show is about this woman who's like a typical housewife from the 50s, this sort of Stepford wife babe. But she's also very clever and witty, and her husband does amateur stand-up, and he's terrible because he steals people's jokes. She didn't realize that. She just thought he was a funny guy. But yeah, rose-colored lenses, am I right?
Oh,
Reference callback.
great.
Yeah.
That's so good. That's so good. TMT. Round of applause. That was amazing.
Thank you. It was a setup from the beginning. I wish people could watch this.
You are our generation's Nicki Minaj.
for a joke, an hour, 15 minutes. Fair enough.
It was all worth it, baby. It was all worth it. And yeah, she her husband Brooks, he has a bad night. He bombs, and everyone laughs at him. So he throws a tantrum, and in his tantrum throwingness, he breaks up with his wife and shacks up with the secretary. And she goes and does...
Well, I mean, he was already cheating, to be fair. It's not as if he didn't have any backup plan.
Yeah, true. He was already cheating. But anyway, he just fully committed and jumped
Ayo's
in.
annoyance.
Ayo is very impressed with this. He's like, he was cheating? I like the cut of his jib. So now he's going... Yeah, I think he watches the show already, but he's going to watch the season again.
So I can hate him the way I was supposed to. I didn't hate him when I watched it the first time.
Yeah. It's funny because when you watch the show, you realize how much... It shows how important good writing is, especially when you're being authentic to characters. Because there are characters that you watch in that show and you're like, I hate this person. And by the middle of season 1 or half of season 2, you're like, I love this person.
Can I say something about that?
So good.
Tim, sorry to interrupt you, but I had this.
No, go on.
I had this thought from watching season 1, I think, of this show.
Mm-hmm.
And I just think what you just said applies just mainly to shows written by women. Because her husband, Joe, would be a terrible character if a man was writing this story. But I think about it, like, most shows that are written by women, I end up liking all of the characters.
Yeah.
No, it's because I feel like a man would try to redeem Joel too quickly or too suddenly.
Or just go the other way and make him terrible.
Or just let him be bad. Yeah.
Yeah, like Tyler Perry.
yeah.
Tyler Perry
He's a light-skinned man.
I think it's the end of season 1, and not to spoil anything, when Joel is walking, like, I think he's been kicked out of the club or something, the stand-up club, and he's muttering to himself. And I'm just like, oh, I
can't.
Kind of feel for this. Yeah, I was like, that doesn't happen. And I was like, oh, because I think about like film. I was like, oh, wait, okay. Crazy Ex-Girlfriend. Even Minx, we're like, okay, I end up Jane the Virgin. I end up liking characters that on any other show I just wouldn't like. And I think it's maybe it's just women pay more attention to those kind of characters or whatever. I was like, yeah.
Apart from Clay's Bang, though, it's still fuck
yes, but there is no attempt to redeem that character at all, so it's fine.
Hey, yo, me and my homies don't fuck with John Paul.
Yeah, me and my homies fuck John Paul. Me and my homies hate John Paul.
Sorry, continue.
But she. And the thing is, it's not just Joel. It's several characters in the show. Not Susie. What's her name? The one being played by the woman that plays Sue Sylvester in Glee. But she comes on the show and she is brilliant. and you hate her so much in the beginning, and then you like her towards the end. And it's just
Jane Lynch's character, Sophie Lennon.
Yeah.
Jane Lynch's character, yes. It's just really, really good writing. Going back to what you said about women writing redeemable characters, but I think it's because when men see people, we just see them for good or bad. Whereas women see you for who you are. Like, women will stay with a man knowing like he's fully a piece of shit, but he's also like capable of a lot of good and kindness. And I think, she writes them like that. It's like Lenny, what's his name? Lenny Bruce.
What a performance.
What a performance.
What a performance.
The
My
chemistry
God.
is also ridiculous.
That chemistry makes no sense.
The chemistry is ridiculous.
Yeah, he's Lenny Bruce, Luke Kirby.
Also, I think it's so cute that she was able to get her husband on the show.
Rachel Brosnan, who's her husband?
I think he's like the agent for the late night guy. But he plays one of the lead.
Oh, Jason Ralph?
Yeah, he plays the lead character in The Magician.
The Magicians?
Yeah.
Oh, Jason Ralph of The Magicians. I actually read the books way before the TV show came out, but we'll get into that another time. But yeah,
did you like the TV show?
I like the books more. I don't even remember the TV show. It was just like Gossip Girl with magic, really.
That's fucked up.
The
two references Gossip Girl. This the references on this podcast are just all over the place.
Wait, there's one coming that's gonna blow your mind.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Please continue.
So something happens to the main character in season 3. I'm not going to spoil it because it's a major spoiler. And all through season 4, she's very, very scared, and she's not playing any of the cards she should be playing. And the Lenny Bruce character kind of talks out of it in one of the best scenes I've ever seen on television. I
might go back and watch that finale because of what you're saying. That scene.
I think I might. Yeah.
Listen, guys, the drama in this show is crazy. It's amazing acting, like multiple Emmy wins. Yes. We haven't even gotten into, what's the name of the guy that plays her dad? Monk.
Abe. Tony Shalhoub.
Come on, Tony Shalhoub is...
The scene you referenced between Abe and Moisha in the hospital.
He's a gift to mankind.
Yeah, we can't... Let's not spend too much time because we end up giving spoilers.
We will just talk about the whole shit.
We'll just talk about Mrs. Maisel.
We will stop the show and just talk about Mrs. Maisel.
No. Marvelous Mrs. Maisel is one of the best written shows on TV. It's one of the best acted shows on TV. The costume design is insane work. The set design is out of this world. It is really, really...
It might be the best on TV.
The directing,
my God. The music,
the directing has no need. Like, I think we'll talk about it. The show is, like you said, it's funny. 2. The drama is good. Acting is good. Like, directing does not have to be good as well.
It's one of the best shows on TV. Easy. For the past 5 years, it's one of the best shows on TV, and anyone that hasn't seen it is doing themselves a disservice. Oh, God. There's a scene where the guy, my boy, Jason Alexander, he played George Costanza on Seinfeld.
Oh, yeah,
and he has this one scene in season 4, and... Oh, God, just watch it. Just watch the show. Watch the show.
I'll say, the last thing I'll say about Mrs. Maisel, though, is that I know you guys watch Everything Every All at Once, and you're like, who is this Stephanie Sue woman? Whatever. She's so good in this role. As we knew. We knew her. We knew her from Mrs. Maisel. We knew Maylin. We knew Maylin. Yeah, so, okay, I guess it's my turn.
It is your turn.
Let me talk about...
You're doing 2 now, remember.
Yeah, I'm doing my fourth and last one. So my 4th show is Reboot, which is a Hulu comedy, and I think it's on Disney Plus now as well. Basically, the premise of the show is that Hulu, in the show, want to reboot an early 2000s comedy. So think of like the reboots like Fuller House and Girl Meets World and all that stuff. And the show is set behind the scenes of this kind of reboot. It's a smart show, as you expect a show like this has to be, because obviously it's quite meta. It's from one of the co-creators of Modern Family. It stars Rachel Bloom, who you might know from Crazy Ex-Girlfriend. It stars Paul Reiser, who, between this, Stranger Things, and The Boys, is having just an incredible few years. He's just playing all kinds of different roles. Keegan-Michael Key also appears, Johnny Knoxville, Judy Greer. Have you watched Reboot?
No, I haven't. But now that you said it's on Disney Plus, I will.
Yeah, it's on Disney Plus. One of our faves from Sex and the College Girls appears as well in a recurring role.
Oh my gosh. Wait, which one?
Aliyah Channel Scott. So who plays... what's her name? The black one. Okay, what's her name in the show? Can't remember. Anyway, yeah. It's like 8 episodes. It's literally like a proper comedy, 20-25 minutes, so like literally 4 hours of watching for the entire show. Okay, I enjoyed it a lot. I just enjoyed comedy a lot, really.
Nice. Good plugging. I'm going to watch it now.
Guess who appears in maybe 3 episodes, but plays an important role?
Jason Ralph. I don't know.
Okay. No. Eliza.
Could have been
I don't know. I
anyone.
said
Could have been anyone.
Eliza Coop. Eliza Coop.
Really?
Yeah.
Your happy ending to love.
Is she good? Yeah,
Yeah,
that was
she's
a
good.
trick question.
She's
Of
good.
course she's good.
She's good. Okay.
Happy endings. Justice for happy endings, man. That's one of the worst cancels of all time. Happy endings, and this might be a rogue choice to you, but if you've seen it, then you know it's true. Limitless. CBS is Limitless. Ridiculous show. I can't believe they cancelled it after one season. Fuck CBS.
It couldn't last on
Me and my
CBS. It couldn't last on
me and my
CBS.
homies hate CBS.
Yeah, I actually really like that show. And the lead, I forget his name, is very, very, very charismatic, man.
That'd be good on NBC, actually.
It would have been good on USA. It's a USA show. Speaking of CBS, I threatened to do this and I've started rewatching Mentalist Banky. I just want to let you know.
Red John. Do you remember who Red John was?
No, of course not. Of course, because it wasn't important.
That was the first time in my early infancy of watching TV where I was angry at what I was seeing on TV. I was like, I remember being angry at who Red John was. Okay, my fifth show and final show is probably, like you guys have given your own version, but this is probably the show I had the most fun with this year. Is HBO's Winning Time: The Rise of the Lakers Dynasty.
Let's go.
This is Adam McKay's HBO show about the Showtime Lakers of the 90s. So this is like Magic Kareem.
Yeah. Ovio Banky. Yeah.
Yeah. So for 10 episodes, 10 weeks, it was definitely like the show I was doing. Like I was just having so much fun, right? Talking about watching this show. It's a McKay production, so like, you know, the filmmaking is everywhere. Like there's so much filmmaking in this filmmaking. The editing's a lot. Wait, yeah, what? Winning Time, right?
Yeah, I finished it, yeah.
Because I know TMT watched it, so we all watched Winning Time.
Yeah, we did.
But yeah, I mean, the story is entertaining alone because like Magic story is entertaining alone, but like it has a very deep bench of like characters, notable actors. Jason Segel is here, Adrian Brody, Sally Field is in somehow in this show, which I don't know why she's in this show, why she has this role, but she has it. But John C. Reilly is incredible. Isaiah Washington, I believe is his name, who plays Magic.
Yeah.
It's just so good. Like from the first.
Is he a Nepo baby?
No. I think this is his first acting thing, like his first serious acting thing. Why did you think it was Denzel's son?
I don't know.
Whoa.
Nick, you gotta ask questions these days, but pick up my brothers, man. Like Beyonce said in the middle of that song, Black Lives.
But no, I mean, like performances are very. Yeah, he was putting up the fist of him because you guys can't see. But performances are very, very good. The basketball is so good. Like the way they did, like the basketball scenes are so. Like, they find a way they mix in like actual real footage with like.
Yeah, that was excellent. They did a really good job with that.
I don't know if you guys might have seen like there's the clip that's going around because I remember they said they used to have like people rolling on roller skates to shoot the actual basketball and everything. So the DPs really did, and it's just I didn't know much about like the 1980s Lakers story. And it's just really good. Some people have said I do criticism that they didn't show enough of Magic being, you know, doing what he was doing in LA in the 80s, but I think they showed enough.
What was he doing?
He was out here having fun. You know, Magic, that's his only vice. He doesn't drink, he doesn't smoke.
Sex.
He was slanging wood all around LA. Slanging.
Speaking of Mary Khalifa. Okay, so that's my fifth and last
that,
show.
Banky? You keep saying her name.
Winning Time. That's on HBO, obviously Sky and Atlantic, Now TV if you're in the UK. Okay, so TMT, what's your final show?
Guys, it brings me no great joy to talk to you about the greatest show that dropped this year. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can.
I can hear you. What is
we're
it?
Scared now.
Good.
Yes.
Listen, guys. Kathleen Kennedy.
Oh.
Bob Iger.
Iger's back, baby.
Iger's back, baby. And he came back because of this show and how well it did. He said, if you make me something that gives me hope for this little universe you've built, at least one of them, I will come back and I will stay with you. I will drown with this ship. I will sink with it.
Okay, can you mention the show, please?
This show is called Andor. And it is the greatest thing on TV right now.
Tomato.
Because it is it is a continuation of the greatest Star Wars movies that has come out in the last 10 years. Can we agree to that?
Mm-hmm.
Can we agree to that?
You're asking the wrong person.
You're really asking the wrong audience. We're not Star Wars people.
You guys are lucky,
Yeah.
man, because you are missing trash. My God, it has been a
Oh no,
trash.
I've watched all the Boyega ones, but like
You haven't seen Rogue One.
I haven't. I started it and then I fell asleep.
No, but I think that's universally agreed that that's the best. That's the
That's
best
the best
of
one,
the
yeah.
new movies.
Yeah, we know that.
That's the
Yeah,
best one.
I know that enough without
We
watching
know that
any of
one.
them. Yeah.
And Andor is a prequel to that, and it
It's
is
a prequel.
brilliant. I don't know if you guys have seen it. Has anyone here seen it?
No.
No.
Oh my God, I don't know what to tell you. Well, the main character is Cassian Andor. He's one of the leaders. He becomes one of the leaders of the Rogue One crew, who basically steal the plans that are needed to destroy the Death Star in Star Wars Episode 4. That's the first Star Wars movie ever made, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I think it's safe to say that Andor's role in the galaxy far, far away is very, very important. It is, some would say, imperative that he gets these plans to Princess Leia. So you kind of see how his character develops. Because he's a roguish guy. He's like half Han Solo, but actually more selfish and better at blending in. He's a spy. He's very ruthless. He's good at working in teams. But that's only in Rogue One. In Andor, when it starts, he's ruthless and he is selfish, but they show how he develops the other skills and they know how to kind of become the character you fall in love with in Rogue One. And my God, it is brilliant writing. The cast is incredible. You have Stellan Skarsgård, who plays this sort of posh guy who is really backing the Rebel Alliance, and he's, living in two worlds, and he's really good at navigating both of them. You have the incredible Fiona Shaw from Killing Eve, who plays his adoptive mom. You have Genevieve O'Reilly, who plays Mon Mothma, and she's this senator, and she's also important to the story. You have Faye Marseille. I don't know if you remember her. She was the waif in Game of Thrones, and she's a rebel leader here as well. It's a brilliant cast, and a lot of people come in, and they all shine. The direction is incredible. The pacing is out of this world. What's the guy from, what's his name? He was Andy Serkis. Andy Serkis is in this, and he is incredible. You just have to watch it. I'm sorry.
You've done a really good job of selling this show. I'm definitely going to watch it now. I wasn't planning on. I've seen two people talk about it on my TL, and they're always like people that are not like TV people, but they are retweeting like technical things about TV. I'm like, should I?
No. Forrest Whitaker shows up. Gary Beadle is here as well. Just like a lot of characters.
Is Whitaker in Rogue One, the movie?
He is. Yes, he is. That's his first time. He's in Rogue One. He's in this, and he's in the game. I can't remember the name of the game. The Last Jedi or some shit. I can't remember. One of those. Yeah.
So do you think we should watch Andor before Rogue One or Rogue One before Andor?
It doesn't matter. Either way, you'll enjoy it equally. It is perfect.
Okay.
And also, it's Tony Gilroy. He wrote
Bond movies. He wrote Michael Clayton, Nightcrawler. Wrote and directed Michael Clayton. So like,
he's the real deal.
It normally would not. Obviously, Star Wars movies should not be on a list like this, but I know Andor is really going under the radar. And I think Disney are putting, I don't know if they've done it already, they're putting like the first 2 episodes on ABC, which is obviously the first time something like this happening between Disney Plus and ABC. But it's like,
it's funny because the other two Star Wars shows are so popular.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're a Star Wars person. Obviously, I know Mando is like was the out and out favorite before Andor came out. Is Andor as good? Is Andor better?
Andor blows Mando out. Andor blows Mando out of the water. There's a reason people are talking about it like this. Mando is basically, I don't know how to explain. It's a good show, but it's just a Western. Andor is philosophy. It goes into sort of the idea behind fascism and how people fight it and how rebels are born and the psychology that goes behind it. It is good work, solid work that, like, quite frankly hasn't been seen in its genre, and its genre is not science fiction. Its genre is war and rebellion and stuff like that. It's groundbreaking in that sense. You get what I'm saying?
Fair enough. Yeah, no, I do get what you're saying.
Yeah. So watch Andor.
Hey, what's your number 5?
Number 5. Look, I think I'm the only one that's actually going to recommend a miniseries here. Did either of you do that?
I guess what do you call this miniseries? Bad Sisters.
Oh yeah, true. Okay, cool. So my final show is probably, I think, the show that, man,
you respected the
I
most.
don't. Yeah, I think Respected is probably the most. But bro, I was blown away. It's Under the Banner of Heaven. It is a mini series that aired on, what did they air on?
FX.
FX.
So it's on Disney Plus now.
Okay, beautiful. So it's on Disney Plus. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So one of my favorite genres of entertainment, and I thought it was just of music, but now that I've seen the shows, I think it's just of entertainment. Is people like struggling with their religion. So, like, you know, on every 1975 album, there will be one song where he's like, "Oh my God, what about God?"
If I believe it. You know that song?
Yeah, that was a great one. I think
Yeah.
my favorite, like,
Oh
1975
my
struggling
God.
with religion
Okay.
song is the one that is named, it's like Jesus Christ America 2005 or something like that. An incredible song. But yeah, this show is a miniseries about a Mormon detective called Jeb Pyre, and he's, you know, he's just a normal Mormon guy. He's doing all the normal Mormon things, and then someone gets killed in his town. And as he unravels the mystery of figuring out who killed this mother and child, why they were killed, he also begins to unravel like his life. And everything begins to crumble around him because the murder is so wrapped up in, like, you know, the Mormon church, and the town is a Mormon town. So the more he pushes it, the more he pushes people away from him. It's an incredibly tense show. I don't think it's not like serious. It's not too serious, but it's very tense. The poster even has like Andrew Garfield just like head in hand looking down because
I was gonna
that's
say
the
we didn't
tone of the
mention who
show.
was who
Oh
is
yeah,
the main
sorry.
guy. It is
Yeah,
Garfield.
I'm going to
In a very good Emmy-nominated performance. He's very, very good in it.
I'm going to go into the acting because I'm going to shout. I'm going to shout. So Banky, I feel bad for Banky because Banky was witness to my Andrew Garfield love building throughout this year. It started from No Way Home.
No Way Home. Yeah.
No Way Home at the end of last year. And then he did this show next. And I couldn't believe it. He's incredibly, incredibly good as Jeb Pyre. There's nothing, I can't say anything about it because I don't want to spoil anything. But as his world unravels, every moment you spend with this character, you look at his face and he's making a decision in every moment. He's like, should I keep doing this? I know the price that this is going to, like, I know the cost of this. Should I keep going? He's so good. But apart from Andrew Garfield being excellent in this, which, you know,
expected.
If you've been alive in the last 10 years, you expect him to be good. Andrew Garfield was a generational talent. Whatever. Everybody else on this show is incredible. Everybody else. Daisy Edgar Jones. Oh my God.
Oh, just radiating
warmth.
warmth.
Oh my God. Every scene. Every scene she's in.
Does she radiate more warmth than Dakota Johnson?
Yeah. And do you know how painful it is for me to say that? I love Dakota Johnson.
I'm joking.
I've watched
Dakota Johnson looks like she would harvest my organs for cash.
Yeah, but she'd do it lovingly.
Yeah, she'll be smiling. That condescending
and you'd like
smile.
You'd even be like, yeah, man, Dakota, take another one.
Oh, God.
If you want one.
That's a woman.
But yeah, Daisy Edgar Jones is so good in this show. Wyatt Russell is incredible. Sam Worthington.
Again, expected.
Everybody is so good.
Oh, that's another Nepo baby, Wyatt Russell.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, Goldie Hawn and
Kurt Russell. Oh my god.
Kurt Russell, yeah.
I didn't know that.
Talk about super Nepo baby.
Guys, this nigga.
I'm sorry, continue. Sam Worthington good. There's a Culkin who's good as well.
Rory Culkin, yeah, he's in this show. Excellent.
Oh,
yeah, everybody that graces the screen is worth
Billy
it.
Howell, yeah.
Gil Birmingham,
yeah,
as Andrew Garfield's partner is also excellent. Did he get nominated for this? And this brings me to my main point of this show. I cannot believe the Emmys and what they did this year. That for Under the Banner of Heaven did not get a nomination as a show when it was easily top 2 miniseries that came out this year. They didn't get a shout. You were giving Inventing Anna. God will punish all of you. The God of Ashake punish you guys.
I mean, look, in its defense, the top show did not get a nomination at all.
Yeah, the top show didn't get it. Fine.
We own the city with 0 nominations.
0 noms. The Emmys were
Wait,
shit.
what's the top show?
We own this,
We own
like
this
the
city.
top
That was the best
miniseries.
miniseries this
Oh,
year.
true. That was the top miniseries. That was a good
This
show.
is the second one. So yeah, this show, it starts us as a murder mystery. He's trying to figure out what happened to this woman and her child in his city, and then it becomes an incisive exploration of faith,
Mormon culture.
how much you're willing to lose,
Mhm.
how much faith like intertwines with people's identity, and what people will do when their back is against the wall.
Mhm.
It's so good. I cannot recommend this show enough. Everybody needs to watch this show.
As someone who went in without knowing anything about Mormon culture and like the rules and whatever, I just I don't think, obviously I'm not saying it's a documentary, but it's just very illuminating. I think the writer was ex-Mormon.
Have you guys ever seen the Mormon theory on how black people became black people?
Yeah, they mentioned it in the show briefly.
Oh, they mentioned it in the show. That's amazing.
This show does not shy away from anything.
Whether that's good or bad, I don't know, but it doesn't hold back in terms of
It
criticizing.
doesn't shy away from anything about Mormonism. It's
Yeah, no, Mormons are they're crazy. They're like what? Like me, you know me. I don't like people that's kind of half step stuff. I like Christians to be crazy. I like the crazy Christians. You know, the ones that are out there doing their thing, like just full. Oh, okay, this is immersive. That's what I like.
yeah.
And Mormons are immersive.
And
if not
they
anything.
really do immerse you in like
Yeah.
the Mormon, I guess, law.
So that actually no, I lie. It's told in 3 timelines. Because you have post-murder, pre-murder, and then literally the creation of the Mormon religion.
Yeah, it's 3 timelines.
Yeah. Huh. Okay. But that's 15 shows we've given you guys. 14 of them are good. 1 is bad but has good acting. So
Can I plug a good show that also has good
Yeah,
acting?
plug a good
but
show.
Banky said I shouldn't. Yeah, you guys, everybody should watch the Time Traveler's
oh
Wife.
my god.
Everybody should watch Time Traveler's Wife. It's great. Thank you.
I didn't expect you to say that. I won't lie.
This is Ayo's heel. This show is cancelled, Ayo. Nobody liked this show. Just let it go.
I liked it. I liked it. It's good.
I heard it was quite good though. I mean, aren't the reviews solid?
No, I think the reviews killed them.
So how come they've adapted this property twice and it sucked twice?
It was good. This one didn't suck. Everybody should watch it.
Maybe it's unfilmable.
If you're comfortable with, if you're comfortable with like incest in House of the Dragon, yeah, watch the show. It'll be okay.
Wasn't this a show where there was a clip where he went back in time to...
To what? To what?
Anyways, let's keep it PG.
Yo, did he go and smash his mom?
No, he didn't smash his mom. No.
No, didn't he go and like give himself head?
Yeah, he did.
What?
Yeah, but he went he went back a few days and he gave himself head.
Or was it days? Oh, I thought it was like years.
No.
Never mind, sorry.
Was his self from a few days ago expecting it?
I guess so.
Or was it a surprise?
Like surprise, motherfucker. Okay. I think this is a good point to wrap up. Yeah, you can get some shows. I think we try to really keep the shows that you may have not heard about. Genuinely, these are all shows that we like for one reason or another, and I think they're all shows that you guys might enjoy as well. I realized that we're recommending as much recently because obviously we're focusing on some shows. So I wanted to throw in some recommendations ahead of the Christmas break. So, like I said, Eyo and TMT are going to be back in a few weeks. So we're going to talk about my top 10. We're going to discuss one of our best shows of the year. Actually, let me just say it now, so that maybe we can even go into spoilers during the episode. We're going to talk about The Bear, which is generally one of the best shows of the year.
If not the best show.
So please, if you haven't, go watch The Bear. Again, 8 episodes. I think the longest episode is probably like 30, 35 minutes. Go watch it and then come back and we'll talk about it in a few weeks' time. But for now, thank you, Eyo. Thank you, TMT, thank you to this combination, which I regret making happen.
Salam alaikum, brother.
Peace be unto you.
Thank you. Okay, guys, thank you very much for listening. Eyo and TMT, thank you for coming on. And join us next week when we'll be joined by Oscar winner, BAFTA winner, Queen and Slim star, Daniel Kaluuya. Bye, guys.
Bye.